All right, so we're going to go over a few different squat techniques to find which one is best for you, okay? So I'll give you some solutions to some squats using some of the equipment here. If you don't have this equipment, I'll give you some modifications. Ultimately, though, we want to find the squat that is, one, pain-free, and two, that gives you the biggest range of motion in your squat. How low can you go? And then that's going to basically be your default squat, which is different for everybody because every body is made a little bit different. A couple of key things though, when we are squatting, no matter where your toes point, as long as your knees are kind of tracking in line with the first two toes. So basically wherever we're squatting down, we want to make sure the knees aren't falling inwards or really blasting outwards as well. You want to keep them kind of nice and strong. So you want to pay attention to that and even be aware to try to like correct your body on purpose for that. All right, so the first squat we're going to do is just your regular run-of-the-mill squat, your body weight squat with your feet about shoulder width apart, toes slightly flared out. So just put those toes out just a little bit, and then just kind of, are your feet aligned with your shoulders, okay? From here, we're going to initiate the movement from our hips and sit our butt towards our heel, okay? Watching those knees, making sure they're staying over top of the first two toes, and then coming back up. Okay, doing again, about 3 repetitions should give you enough idea of like how that's going, okay? And of course, when we're squatting down, we're always controlling it on the way down, just as I did here. We're going down, about 3, 2, 1, okay? And then coming back in a nice controlled manner. We don't want to be dropping down really quick. All right, so that was the regular kind of shoulder width apart squat. The next one we're going to do is a narrow squat. So narrow squat, we're going to have our feet about hip width apart, so nice and close. If you have a half foam roller or a soccer ball, you can grab one of those, put it just above those knees, okay? And you give it a little bit of a squeeze here, okay? This is typical. If you find that your arches on your feet or your knees are flaring out when you squat, then this would be a nice corrective way to kind of counterbalance that. Basically, let's give this a shot. So if you have something to put between your knees, great. If not, do the best you can with keeping your legs hip width apart. And then again, you're just going to squat down as low as you can without pain, okay? And then coming back up, okay? You can kind of see when I do this, my torso falls forward quite a bit. This is not the best squat for me, okay? But if you find that your torso stays up fairly high and you're able to do this pain-free and it feels great, then this might be the best squat for you. All right, the next one we're going to do, if you have a resistance band or a belt, this is going to help a lot. So what we're going to do is grab a resistance band, or again, you can put a belt around here. You want it fairly snug around just above your knees, okay? From here, again, we're going to get into about a shoulder width stance. We're going to play around. We're going to do one with our feet pointing straight forward and one with our feet flared out. And the idea here is to put pressure on that belt or resistance band the entire way down and the entire way up. So as you squat down, you're pushing your knees out. Okay, and then you're coming back up nice and controlled, okay? So if you have a belt, same deal, you're pushing against it, it's not resisting. This is fantastic because now we're strengthening the outer parts of our thighs. When we squat down, a lot of times if I have clients that are knee knocking when they're squatting down, or when they come back up, their knees push in and then they come back out, that's generally a weakness here, where if I strengthen the outsides, works like a dandy. So let's do that again with our feet pointed forward. Push your butt back. Okay, and come right back up nice and controlled. This is probably my best squat, so this is my favorite squat because I can keep myself upright. I can push my legs out, and it works really well. Okay, the next one we're going to do is similar. Toes just slightly flared out. So same deal, toes flared out. This is where a lot of times I'll notice people's knees just kind of fall inwards too much. Okay, and do the best that you can. Nice and controlled. Okay. All right. So one last one. Sometimes our ankle mobility is the major factor in doing a really good squat. This is where I have a wedge here. Just provides a little incline. It's almost like wearing a high heel. And you're going to put your heels on there, toes on the floor. Okay, and then you can play around with all those different squats we just did: the narrow, the regular, and then one with a band around there, just to feel like your knees are pushing out. But now, if our ankle mobility is a big issue, we put our heels on here. If you don't have a wedge, grab a dowel and then put that on there. You'll probably need shoes for that one though. Having the dowel just right on your heels probably doesn't feel great. Okay, and then you're going to squat down the same fashion. Okay, play around with the different squats. Okay, and if you feel like you can get really low, feels really great, then for the time being, you might need to put your heels on a dowel or some slight elevation there in order to get that maximum range of motion and teach your body to do the right squat mechanics without having the ankle mobility be in the way. And that's something we can work on down the road. I hope this video made sense. My battery is about to die, so I had to make it really quick. But if you want me to do another tutorial, just let me know, and I'll definitely do that. Anyways, so I hope that makes sense. Play around with those and let me know which one feels the best for you. Thanks.